Did you ever consider that the makers of Cobra Kai put it in the story that Johnny's father is unknown? Do you think that that's deliberate or just a coincidence? Today I'm going to try to answer that question. Hope you enjoy. What's up, boys and girls? This is Vin Jim here. Hope you're having a smashing day, and this is your first time to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And for the rest of you, thank you for joining me once again. And for all of you, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I publish a new video. Okay, let's get into the topic at hand here, shall we? So, when we first saw Karate Kid 1, there really isn't much talk about Johnny's parents. It's not important for the story. But in Cobra Kai, there is at least 2 instances where it's mentioned that Johnny never knew his real father. Now, I've been sort of curious why that is. Is it because they're going to introduce his father? And if so, is it perhaps someone we already know? Now, I'm going to run down the 2 suspects that I have on my list. The first one being Terry Silver, and the second one being John Kreese. And the third option is that it's someone unknown, we just don't know who it is. But let's get right into it, who I think it is. So, if we're talking about Terry Silver, him being the father, I find this very unlikely. Age-wise, it could be him. I just don't see the connection. I just don't see anything in the storyline to hint that this would be the case. I just don't see it. Like, the only thing that I see connecting with the only connection I basically see is that they're both from rich families. That's it. But it's not actually necessarily so, because if you remember, Johnny does mention that he doesn't really come from a rich family. It was his stepfather who was rich. So again, I don't think that the connection is really there between him and Terry Silver. It's also obviously possible that Terry Silver is also not from a rich family, but more sort of a thug who built an empire, you know? Also, very, very possible. You gotta remember, though, that Terry Silver was in fact in the Vietnam War, and the soldiers in the Vietnam War were usually poor kids from the streets of the US. So I know that there are also Charlie Sheen type of people who were in the war. I'm just saying that usually the rich people never had to go to war. And I just don't think that Terry Silver is the kind of person who would go to a war unless he absolutely had to. You know what I mean? So, my next person on this list is, of course, John Kreese. Now, this is a very interesting theory. It's very possible. He was, in fact, his surrogate father in a sense where he did give him hope. He was sort of being the father that Johnny was always hoping for. Until, of course, John Kreese started to choke him to death. But other than that, maybe he was his surrogate father. But was he perhaps even the real father? Now, I am absolutely convinced that they're going to do a really interesting spin on John Kreese's background. Perhaps it's going to be the fact that he wasn't trying to win for himself or for his dojo. He was really just dying for Johnny to win for himself. He was protecting the best interests of his son. But I'm gonna have to go with option 3. I think it is an unknown. I think that there are a lot of hints that, you know, it's completely possible that John Kreese is his father. It's very possible that the writers will try to connect the dots that way. It's a way to keep the character John Kreese in the storyline of Cobra Kai. Otherwise, it will be kind of hard to put him back into the story. I just don't think it. I think they're gonna run more with the surrogate father kind of thing. And of course, there is the John Kreese ghost story, which I still have high hopes for. But the idea that he would be his real father, I just think that it's very unlikely, you know, and also making, if you remember, there is this flashback scene for Johnny where he sort of just walks by the Karate Dojo, Cobra Kai, and he sees them practicing. It sort of feels like that was just a chance. Now the odds of a chance event would put him in connection with his father, it's possible. It would be a romanticized version of the whole thing, but I'm hoping that's not the route they go for. It is possible though. It is absolutely possible. I'm still gonna go with my guess, and that's gonna be that it's someone unknown, and I don't think that they're gonna dwell much more into that story. Actually, I don't think they're gonna go deeper into Johnny's past. I don't think they're gonna go that far back. I think they're gonna stick to the stepfather and then John Kreese being the surrogate father, and that's where they're gonna cut it. They're not gonna go deeper. But it is interesting to me that they did choose to make him as an unknown father. I think that the main reason for this was just to make Johnny not seem to be a rich kid. You know, they wanted to destroy the image of most people that Johnny is a rich kid. He's a rich kid, but he wasn't born that way. That was the point of making his father unknown, basically. So that's pretty much it. That's the only thoughts I have on the subject. That's what I think about it. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and let me know why that is. Also, friendly reminder that I'm on Instagram and on Twitter. Hook me up there, and let's continue the chat. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Okay, that was it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, see that like button, smash it. And I got some freakishly awesome videos coming up. Better subscribe so you don't miss a beat. I'll see you later. Peace.